Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. It is finally the weekend. I hope you guys have a great weekend planned. Tomorrow we will be live streaming, even though the Cowboys don't play tomorrow. Even though the Cowboys don't play until Monday night, we're going to be live streaming here starting out at 1 o'clock. We'll be watching the Washington Commanders and Carson Wentz versus the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to roll right into the 4 o'clock games and stuff. Nothing's changed except the Cowboys aren't playing. At least, here's one way to look at tomorrow. Either Washington ends up being, coming down a lot lower, or the Eagles come back down to earth. That is a win-win situation for us. At least it'll help knock the Washington Commanders down or knock the Eagles down. But I have to say, the great thing about football is football will humble you. Football will change in a heartbeat. We saw how good Kansas City looked the first week against the Cardinals. They blew them out of the water. Cardinals looked inept. And then the next week, Kansas City looks like, wow, did really Pat Mahomes just about have 3 pick sixes dropped? They got the win, but they didn't look invincible like they did the first week. And here it is, the Cardinals look like ass. They're getting blown out. And you're like, man, the Cardinals, they stink. And then all of a sudden, Kyler Murray says, oh, I forgot. You gave me that big payday. Let me go to that ass. And they come back and win. Tua, tank for Tua. Remember that? 6 TD passes, or was it 7? I can't remember. It was so many. My head was literally swimming. And so the NFL is a week-to-week league where all of a sudden, strange things happen. You may have been good last week. That doesn't mean you're going to be good this week. The Cowboys, our fan base is feeling a little bit better because we beat the Bengals. Although I hate to say this, it may be that the Bengals are not that good a team this year. They won't be if they don't get that offensive line that they spent a boatload of money on to try and fix. Now, we play, of course, the Giants, and we are an underdog. And quite frankly, I like being an underdog. I like people taking us for granted. I think that it ends up keeping the players on their toes. I think it keeps them with more desire to prove people wrong. And as I'm looking at the Giants, they've got home field advantage. They've won 2 games that we have not. But I got to say, 2-0 is not 2-0 everywhere. 2-0, there's some that are better than others. The Giants won against the Carolina Panthers, a team that, we look at and we say, how long will Baker Mayfield be starting? We look at the Carolina Panthers, a team that was last year, mind you, I believe 3-0, and the toast of the town when we got there to play them. And then we destroyed them, and then it was like, oh, they're not a good team. But that Carolina Panther team, they averaged 3.8 points per play. I'm sorry, 3.8 yards per play. That's worse than what we did against Tampa Bay. Now, they got lucky. They got the win. I can't, find a way to win. That's the bottom line, because at the end of the season, it doesn't say you got lucky to win, so that doesn't count. No, you got to win. It counts the same as any other win. Daniel Jones has been sacked 8 times already. That's averaging four a game. I think this is an opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys defense to take a big step statistically, to send a message, and let people know we are for real, and to dominate a game. That's what I look at. And, we all look at Micah Parsons, and he is incredible. But to think about the receivers and quarterbacks that we've faced the first 2 weeks, I'm sorry. Daniel Jones and Tooney and Galladay, they're not the same kind of guys. They're just not. We shut those offenses down and held them both under 20. This should be a game that the Cowboys defense dominates, and that hopefully you end up saying a conservative game plan and we run the rock. We run the rock, we play action, we get out, we get a win. That's all you want to do. Get out with a win, because things look a hell of a lot different at 2-1 versus 1-2. And hopefully that's where we'll be, because then we're at least tied with the Giants with wins, technically a half a game ahead because it'll be head-to-head, and keeping pace with Philadelphia. And we'll see what Philadelphia does against Washington. But we will definitely be here. We will definitely be enjoying it. Right now, though, something's kind of crazy, actually. You know, when you watch like a movie like, let's say, Fatal Attraction, right? Fatal Attraction, and the end of the movie, you know, that she's in the bathtub and everything else, and, you know, they think she's dead. You see the bubbles come up, and it's like, we've relaxed. Okay, it's done. And then all of a sudden, she comes out with the knife. She ain't dead. You thought she was dead. You thought it was over with, but now the shit is still on. You know, rumors of Jerry Jones' demise have been a little bit premature. You know, we heard Stephen Jones talking about, you know, well, when Jerry's gone, we're going to be probably, you know, more conservative. You know, we're going to take less risk in things when Jerry's gone, because Jerry likes to take chances. And, you know, we've seen Stephen Jones start being more vocal. And, you know, now Stephen Jones, like Jerry having his day on Tuesday, you know, is doing press conferences as well. And you look at that and say, well, Stephen Jones is taking over. Jerry Jones is, you know, he's about to go out to pasture or to go out on the ship or things like that. But in reality, it seems like it's kind of gone the other way. It seems like Jerry Jones has re-entered himself, Al Davis-esque, into the Cowboys. And we have to realize it's Jerry Jones's world, and we're just living in it. We all march to the beat of what Jerry Jones says. Love it, like it, or hate it. He rules everything, Dallas Cowboys. He says things, not only do us fans jump up and say, oh my God, but the media will fall in line. We'll have show after show. You know, there's other things that go on in the NFL besides Jerry Jones saying, I want a quarterback controversy. In the grand scheme of things, it's something that's literally this big. It's this big. Yeah, I'd like to have me a quarterback controversy. And quite frankly, I don't know that any team wouldn't want to have a quarterback controversy, because that means, well, it could mean two things. That you've got two really good quarterbacks, and you can't decide which one it is, or we just have really bad quarterbacks and you can't decide what it is. But having that one where you have good quarterbacks, I mean, quite frankly, if the Eagles didn't have the quarterback controversy they had, I don't know that they won the Super Bowl. Because when they lost Carson Wentz, Nick Foles came in and was able to manage the team and go on a run and win a Super Bowl. And when Carson Wentz went down the next year, and, you know, with the losing record, Nick Foles was able to win games consistently and get them in the playoffs. When Drew Brees got hurt in 2019, Teddy Bridgewater came in, won 5 games. Mind you, shout out to DMV. I don't remember Steve Young saying, you know, with Teddy Bridgewater throwing 9 TDs, 1 interception, and winning 5 games straight, I don't remember Steve Young saying to Drew Brees that, Drew, you could learn some things from Teddy Bridgewater. I don't remember that. I could be wrong. I may have missed that. But this is Jerry Jones's world, because he is literally, we're on pins and needles waiting to hear what King Jerry has to say about all things. He tells us things that just don't make any sense, yet we believe him, because it's Jerry Jones's world. The issue with Amari Cooper was how much we are paying him and what we could do with that money completely. Amari Cooper is a really good player, top player. You can't have it all. I understand that, and when he went on and said that, if you want to have a pass rush or offensive line, the way you fixed the pass rush was through the draft. It wasn't money that you were paying those guys. You ended up restructuring D-Law to keep him there, so you paid him less money. Offensive line, we did get Jason Peters, which we'll see if that ends up being a great move, but, that wasn't like Amari Cooper type money. And wide receivers, we didn't pay any wide receivers. But yet, that's the line that Jerry Jones deems, so it must be true. It's Jerry Jones's world, and we're just living in it. Let's listen to the talking heads on that very subject.
The portion of yesterday's practice that was open to the media, while his backup, Cooper Rush, played a good game in his absence. I want you to listen to what Jerry Jones said he's rooting for yesterday.
Wouldn't it be something if you had a dilemma as to which way you go?
Wouldn't it be something?
You do that if he gets 10 wins. Same thing that happened with Prescott. I think like that.
So you'd want that? You'd want that controversy?
Of course I would.
Okay.
Of course that means we'd won. If it comes in there and played as well as Prescott played, Rush played that well over these next games ahead, I'd walk New York to get there.
I'd walk to New York.
I love that man. God bless him. It's just the greatest thing of all time. I don't even know what to say. I'm a talk show host, and he's better at this than I am. I don't have to ask a question. RC, he's rooting for a quarterback controversy. What do we make of that?
He's better.
Bro, it's like dude wakes up and says, what's the most outlandish thing I could say to F up my team this morning? And then he just picked something. And that's what he picked this time. Bro, nobody wants that. And also too, like, I don't like the fact that you've been calling him Dak the last 5 years, and now all of a sudden he's Prescott. Like, we don't know who the hell number 4 is that plays for the Dallas Cowboys. Like, Jerry Jones, like, he don't like peace. You know what I mean? Like, there's always that guy, man, that's walking around and he's like, man, I just want peace. I just want to find somebody in my life that just lets me be me, man, that just allows me to flourish. And then they're the most toxic human in the entire world. That's Jerry Jones, bro. Jerry Jones walks around like he wants a championship, but he doesn't. He just wants to be talked about like he wants a championship.
Wants to be talked about.
You don't want a quarterback controversy. Ain't no way you want to pay a dude $140 million and then have a dude that's a backup, and now you got to figure out which one of them you want to start. Yes, you want Cooper Rush to play well, but what you should be saying is we want Cooper Rush to play well enough for somebody else to want him to be their starting quarterback.
There you go.
Because we already have ours. This is ridiculous.
It is, but Danny, you know what he's doing.
Look, this is Jerry, right? He's on his yacht, right? He's got his feet up, he's got a line in the water, and he's reeling it in. Oh, it's get up! I got him! Right like that. They're going to talk about the Cowboys tomorrow.
Yep.
Again.
That's Jerry.
Jerry Jones is always doing one specific thing.
Sell.
That's what he's
That's
doing.
it.
This is great. Now, fundamentally, yes, like with Cooper, if Cooper Rush plays well enough that they win all their games in the meantime, that's ideal for Jerry because he wants to win the games. But no, man, there's no quarterback controversy here. Look at the paychecks. Like, hey, I mean, no, it's just.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
No one asked Jerry Jones this question.
No.
He didn't have a plan. Like, this is an impromptu. He just went up to the reporter and said, "Hey, let me say something." No, you want to ask, "Hey, should there be a conference?"
Fun.
That's literally what he did. It wasn't a planned press conference. It wasn't anything. He just brought that up. And wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if? Ain't nobody asking you, Jerry Jones.
Look, I think I can prove that Dan is right. Nick, let me just put one thing on the screen and then we'll do it. I can prove that Dan is right because if he had said what Mike McCarthy said, which is infinitely less interesting but more logical, we wouldn't be talking about it. McCarthy said, Dak is our quarterback, and we want Cooper to be as successful as possible. I think it stops right there. That's the obvious reality of the situation. It's true, but infinitely less
It's Jerry's world.
Absolutely. And we would right now be talking more about Russell Wilson, or we'd be talking about Aaron Rodgers, or we'd be talking about somebody else instead of how about them Cowboys. Go ahead, Ninko.
What happened yesterday at the meeting at 6 a.m.? Remember when I was sitting there and I said, what if Cooper Rush wins? And you said, no, we're not even going to get it. Well, now Jerry Jones is saying we want a little controversy here. We want Cooper Rush. We want him to come in here, win 10 games, and then we'll have ourselves a little issue here. I was surprised. Right. I'm like, maybe I put that in his head. Maybe I put that in his head. Maybe he thought about that.
Well, let's take everybody behind the scenes. What Ninko was talking about, I want everyone to know what he's talking about. In our pre-show meeting yesterday, he brought up the idea, hey, what if Cooper Rush continues to play well and there's a quarterback controversy in Dallas? And I actually said, that's far too crazy to even bring up. Yep. Jerry Jones has just raised a possibility that a talk show host who would do anything to talk about the Cowboys deemed too crazy to be worth discussing on the show. That's what the owner of the team just did. RC, he is out-greenied Greeny when it comes to the Cowboys. That's what Jerry Jones has done, RC.
Yep.
Hey, I'm going to say this. This is the best week you've had in a long time, Greeny. First off, the Dallas Cowboys win, right? So we get to keep doing get up. Then the Jets actually win a game in a great comeback in Cleveland. And fast forward to the end of the week, and Jerry Jones gift wraps this for you. I know you were sad at first when you saw we didn't even have anything to talk about on the first rundown that Pete did. And that's why Pete's eyebrows were looking down like this on the call. I've never heard him talk that much in the morning. That's how pissed off he is about the first rundown, because Jerry did this. And he's right. Yeah, Jerry had a line. And I know Dan said a line in the water. I'm not sure that's all it was. Jerry Jones is tripping, y'all. Jerry Jones is doing way too much right now for a team that actually doesn't need it. Just let them be. But for you, Greeny, this week had to be like Christmas.
Oh, it's a dream. It's a dream come true. It's exactly right. No, he is just the gift that keeps on giving. Oh, by the way, Nico, are they going to win? Are they going to beat the Giants? Everywhere I go in this town, people are walking up to me, Greeny, the Giants, the Giants, the Giants. Who's winning that game? We'll do picks on Monday. But, Nico, who's winning that game Monday night, the Cowboys or the Giants?
The Giants.
Get out of here. No, they're not.
They're going to run the football. Yes, the Giants are going to win. They're going to use Barkley. They're going to run the ball. They're going to set the tone early. And I don't think Cooper Rush is going to have as good of a game as he did week 2. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
If Cooper Rush was playing for the Giants, they might have a better chance. I'm not 100%. I'm not sure he wouldn't be the better quarterback on the other team. He's definitely not the best quarterback on each other well from their days in the NFC.
All right, so it is Jerry Jones's world. And we're all just living in it because the world revolves around Jerry, you know?
I think that's a part of leadership, is to have some of the guys that have gone before that have been disappointed to share it with everybody involved. For me, it's a reminder. I've too been here 23 years. And it is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that,
I want me some glory.
I want me some glory hole.
Yeah.
So I have that perspective.
All right, good people. With that being said, we got some work to do. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I hope you tune into our 5 o'clock Zoom call today.
Our coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is